Okay. No time on it. Fine. Excellent condition. All right. We are ready to go.
Let's go live.
All right. Hey, it automatically went live, it looks like.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay.
So we're live somewhere.
We're live.
We're live.
Yeah, 19 seconds in. Woo!
Woo!
Oh, and the cameras.
Hope I didn't say anything bad in the last 20 seconds.
I think you're good.
I've been
Okay.
paying attention. We're having some camera issues. I'll fix those as we go.
All right.
Sweet. So, hey, let me turn my mic on.
Are we on Facebook? I don't see us on Facebook yet.
Oh,
there we are. There we are.
Hey,
Yes.
this show's so fancy.
We are fancy.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Church Chat. And let's get our coveted Church Chat theme going here. There it is.
It's Church Chat with Pastors Dan and Dave. Come hang out with us on our stream. It's Church Chat Wednesday.
That never gets old.
No.
I love it. Welcome to Church Chat. I am Pastor Dan.
And I'm Pastor Dave.
And flipping the mad wax over there is James Adkins, our
Just James.
technical guru and all-around good guy.
Okay, story about the Church Chat theme song.
Go ahead.
Last Thursday, was it Thursday? It was Thursday or Friday. I was in John Richter Jr.'s office, and he was walking away, and I heard him singing it. Yes, son. Which, by the way,
It's catchy.
one really cool announcement
Yeah?
is he's retiring.
Oh.
Friday was his last day in his office. So congratulations, John.
Congratulations,
Good,
buddy.
good job.
Yeah, good for you.
I might have been his last car sale.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
Because
because the wagon died.
how many chuck wagons have there been?
Well, this started. The original chuck wagon was a 1974 Town Squire station wagon that fit 12 kids in a pony keg, allegedly. Back in, it had the carbon monoxide seats in it and the whole deal. So
That's fantastic.
So that's where we got the original chuck. Every car since then.
That's when you got the plates that say chuck wagon. And
every car since then has been a chuck wagon.
I think I got to be the last ride in the chuck wagon.
No, the new one's still the chuck wagon.
Well, I know, but in the dearly departed.
Oh yeah.
recent one.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Air Force One.
Right.
Air Force.
Oh yeah, I mean they
Air
just
Force
keep coming.
One is any plane that the
Right.
president is in is Air
Right.
Force One. So any car I'm in is the chuck wagon.
Even if I'm giving you a ride,
Well, yeah.
it becomes the chuck wagon.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize it was so official.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So how you been?
I've been good. I've been kind of doing the bachelor life thing this week. Holly's out. Her mom just had a hip replacement, so she's been out taking care of her. But so it's just been me and Adeline the last couple of days because she's here because she's a freshman cheerleader and they've started practices and all of those, all the things that they have to do with that, and pictures today in her cheerleading outfit. So yesterday I had to take her to she needed for cheerleading a pair of shorts,
Okay.
a small, I think like a 4-pack of socks, and a water bottle. If you were going to buy those 3 items, how much money are you planning on spending?
Okay, so it was shorts.
Shorts.
Just one pair of shorts.
1 pair of shorts.
Four
Black athletic shorts.
4 pairs of socks.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else was it?
A water bottle.
A water. $70. No way.
It's almost $90.
Wow.
It's like what is happening? I asked my mom last night. So what? Like when I was a kid, what would you have She's like, oh, $5 Walmart shorts.
Yeah.
And then I think your dad has some socks you can borrow, and I'll refill a water bottle for you.
Yeah.
And you're fine. You know. So what is happening in my world? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, we took Avery to college on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Monday. We just packed up his stuff and just took it. He's got to air out for a week, so his room's set up. But Tuesday he moves in, and I'm looking forward to the $300 in snacks from Costco.
Oh yeah.
That will inevitably happen when Heidi's done unpacking him this time. So
another exciting thing coming up is our day off usually is Friday, and so this Friday, you and I are gonna hit the links.
yes.
And how many times in your life have you gone golfing? This is gonna be fantastic.
I had driven balls one time.
You did driving range once.
Once, yes.
Are you gonna, try to hit a driving range before Friday, or are we just doing this?
We're just doing this,
All right.
and it's with the DS. So what
Oh,
could
yeah.
go wrong?
Yeah, and my dad. So that's the foursome.
What would be really awesome if like your dad was like a really bad sport or something?
Oh yeah, he probably will be. I'll make sure that he verbally accosts you the entire time.
Yeah, put me on his team.
Yeah, absolutely. We probably won't keep score. This is just a way for us to walk and exercise. We're not getting a cart. You have to walk it.
Okay.
By the way.
All right. Well, you're
I know how much you like outdoor hiking.
you're schlepping the clubs, right?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
Regular shoes, okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
fine. It's fine.
All right.
So in just a little bit, our guest today is Carla Benjamin. She's the executive director at Welcome to a New Life. Really cool, pretty new organization here in town. Started by Puck Rowe and Stan Kajawa. It was kind of their brainchild, and so a couple guys who are pretty well known around town. And so it'll be great to chat with her. A part of what they do is mentoring for people who have recently been incarcerated. And so I just would love to hear a little bit about how they're going about, helping people who are coming out of that. Before we get to her, though, as always, we have to do a chicken update. And you were telling me that your feelings for your chickens are
Waning.
you're on the rocks.
Yes.
Your relationship's
I
on
think
the
I'll go
rocks.
back to being a city boy when all this is done.
Yeah,
And
the farm life isn't for you.
In our garden, all the squash and everything have taken over everything.
Yeah.
I can't even find the peppers that I really wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then with the chickens, I don't know. It's just they're noisy. It's just not for me.
I appreciate you trying to embrace
Yeah.
your inner hick, and
Yeah.
you've given it a good shot. But
Just yesterday, I told Heidi, I said, when these are done, I think we're gonna. And she said, "How long did they live?" I said, "I don't know. I think a couple years." And we were watching this veterinarian show,
yeah.
Dr. Pole or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
Dr. Pole, the incredible Dr. Pole.
Yeah, Heidi was watching that, and they had a rooster on there that was 13. So I think I'm just going to
That's-
start feeding them like Lowry seasoned salt and butter, parsley, herbs, thyme. I'm just going to feed them all that. So
I did hear that somebody rehomed some roosters in your neighborhood as well.
yeah, this was a month or so ago because I've had like 80 people stop at my. Are these yours? Somebody just in my neighborhood randomly went up to a house and put like 5 roosters in their yard with a note
That said,
thanks for taking care of these.
At least you know how to get rid of yours.
yeah. Am I gonna just? There's gonna be more chickens in my backyard someday with a note.
That would be pretty fun.
I played at a town in central Florida that when you go to the gas station, there's like 50 chickens just running around kind of in the woods and by the gas station.
Just
So,
there. just running
I
around.
think if we could probably make that dream happen here in Finland.
I should leave the gate open for mine and have the roosters.
It'd be a really fun
Pied Piper them.
It'd be a really fun prank. Is just leaving your roosters in somebody's chickens in somebody's backyard.
Yes.
I saw a picture not long ago. Somebody took a picture and there was a chicken up on top of the Marathon parking garage. Like on the very top. Like there was no cars there, just a chicken.
Wow.
And it's like, how? When? Why? And so many other questions.
It's going to be like Key West. You just go everywhere and there's chickens.
There's just chickens.
In the road. Yeah.
Just whatever.
We're onto something, I think.
I like this idea. Just
instead of Flag City, it's going to be Chicken City.
You know, I was at a church when I was in Zambia. We went to a church and they were having their big offering Sunday, and so people brought money, but they also brought produce, and they would, and the way they did their giving, they didn't pass the plates. They played music and they danced down the aisle and they brought their things up and they handed it to the pastor as their offering, and it was like an hour-long celebration of giving. And there was a lady who danced up towards the front and handed a live chicken to the pastor. And so that's another idea.
Yeah.
Like next week in the offering basket, just live chicken.
Live chicken.
Are you fishing to change the way we do giving at our church there?
You know what? We'll do whatever's on your heart, however God is calling you.
I'm just laughing at the thought of like Dan Hogue or one of the guys who takes the offering over.
Yeah, it's like, do I put the
basket
chicken in the
here,
safe? How do I do this?
And then chasing a chicken.
It was such a cool thing, though. I mean, it was awesome the way that, and it was their big giving day, and it was partially for the church, but it was really, they managed this in this city in Zambia, this huge like community food pantry, and so that's what all that was going towards.
I hear somebody.
I heard a beep.
Yes.
All right.
That's an unrelated beat, but I think Carla is ready.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
I did want to say, though, with a lot of chickens, you will get a lot of chicken poop. And
that's true.
The only thing other than fertilizer that's good for, scientifically, is chapped lips. It won't heal your lips. It just keeps you from licking them while
Who
they
tried
heal
that
up,
is
know?
what I want to know.
Won't heal
I'm
them.
just making that up. You should not try that.
Won't heal them. Just keeps you from licking them.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I like that. All right. Well, if we're ready to talk with Carla, let's go ahead and get her on.
Okay, I just put that conversation do not disturb. Oh. Okay, so, all right, yes, here we go. Let me get Carla on here. Let's get the video going. There we go. Bring the group. There we go. We are connecting to the mothership.
All right.
Carla, can you hear us?
Video preference.
All right. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
It's good to have you. You're talking to Dan, and I'm here with Pastor Dave as
Hi.
well. So, how have you been this morning? We're doing well.
Excellent.
So, you are, and make sure I get your title correct, you're the executive director at Welcome to a New Life, correct?
That is correct.
All right.
That is
Tell us a little bit about Welcome to a New Life and maybe how it got started and what your goals are in our community.
perfect. Yes. Welcome to New Life actually began in 2018. Stan Kajawa, as well as Puck Rowe, they're the co-founders of this organization. We're a nonprofit organization, 501c3. But this organization actually started with just that passion of being able to help other people. Stan was part of the jail ministry and going in there and providing food with the church that he attends. And so that's really how it basically started. Stan was there one day and he saw an individual that was with his bag, and he asked him, "Where are you going?" You know, he asked him some questions as to what the next steps was for him, and the individual couldn't answer. And you know, it was one of those things that, as Stan had that conversation with him. When the individual walked out, he did nothing. And it really tugged Stan's heart. Not only was he already engaged with the jail ministry, but also just kind of being there and seeing these individuals that really have no hope, have nowhere to go. Lots of times their family members have gotten to the point in their life where enough is enough and they just can't do it anymore, or they just don't have that family support. And so, long story short, there was also, at the time, I'm sorry, my phone just kind of
You're fine.
on me. At the time, then Stan and Puck started talking to other individuals. Family people were reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, I have an individual, a family member that is dealing with some stuff. Would you mind talking to them?" That's when mentoring really started. It was starting those conversations with individuals that were really struggling, family members that were really struggling and just needed some help and support. Several things happened here and there, and at the same time, it was overcrowding at the jails, and so at our jail we had some overcrowding, and the kind of individuals, so that way we reduced recidivism, but that at the same time we're helping them become productive citizens within our community. So the conversations between Stan and Puck and then others within our community began, and that's when Welcome to New Life started. Our mission for our program is to provide mentorship and resources for people who are involved in the Hancock criminal justice system, being able to help them live a crime-free, drug-free life. And so we're a brand new nonprofit organization that really our goal is to provide hope and a chance for a new life for individuals that are ready to make that change.
Yeah, and such an important thing as people are transitioning back into the community after being incarcerated. I can't imagine, especially if it's been a longer period of time, I can't imagine how difficult that would be to just be able to start over. So a part of what you do, if I understand correctly, is just kind of help them transition back into society. Is it kind of one-on-one mentoring, or what's your process for doing that?
So really, it honestly depends on where we're actually meeting these individuals. Some of them are actually at the jail. That's when our first conversations will begin. Others, it will be a family member that will reach out to us. They're not at the jail, but they've been part of the justice system. We've had some that are being recently released from prison, and so being able to connect with them as they're being released. So our program is really like a re-entry program into our community. But then there's also individuals that are, we're getting inquiries or referrals from the probation office saying, "Hey, I have someone here that I really think would be really good for your program." So it really depends on where we're actually meeting these individuals. But our program, the way it's run, is we are a mentorship program. We have 2 mentors that will meet with these individuals. So we have co-mentorship. Our goal is that the mentors will help these individuals with accountability, as well as giving them resources within our community. Sometimes these individuals are coming out of jail and are homeless. So we make sure that we connect them with either City Mission or Harvest International, other places within our community to see whether we could find them housing. Lots of times our individuals just need a job. They have a home, they messed up, but they just don't have a job, and so we help them, find a job within our community. But really, our goal is to utilize the resources that we have in our community. Lots of times they don't know how to navigate through them. There's so many out there. I will say that Findlay and Hancock County is very blessed with a lot of resources, and so, but sometimes it could be overwhelming. You don't know what way to go, what direction to go, and so really our focus is to help them navigate in the right direction. If they need a GED, reaching out to Jobs Ohio, and then in order for them to be able to get into a job or whatever the situation is. Lots of times they just need some extra help in regards to food, clothing, things like that. So we would navigate them in the right direction. But our mentors are vital. I mean, they are the most important part of our organization, and that the reason why is because they are that relationship building, strong, positive relationship building with these individuals that they don't typically have. I mentioned to our mentors that lots of times they're their friend, their parent, the coach that they never really had,
Mm-hmm.
and so our mentors are stepping into a role not only of support, guidance, but lots of times they lean on them as a role model,
Mm-hmm.
um, but also very strong positive influences for them.
When Stan and Puck were first starting out with this, I had a chance to meet with them and talk with them a little bit about what it is that they were looking to do. At that time, they were really starting to look for mentors, which we had that conversation about how important that is. There's studies that show that there's, especially for younger people, there's such a small percentage of people who say, I have an adult who believes in me. I have somebody who believes that just believes in me as a person, and just how important that is in a person's success, not just professional success, but success just in life in general. Having somebody that believes in you. Um, are is there still a need for mentors, or what are some of the ways that people in our community can come alongside you to help with this?
Absolutely, there is a definite need for mentors. As a matter of fact, we have been getting more and more referrals. I hate to use another thing with COVID, but honestly, this pandemic has caused some more things to surface, and so more need is out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, being able to have people that are willing to help individuals through these crises, just someone to talk to, help with anxiety, help with just being that phone a friend. That is really important, and that's what the mentors are all about, is just being able to be that support and just that guiding force that will help them achieve their goal of a new life.
That's great. Dave?
Well, that's what I was going to ask was what could a mentor expect if they signed up to volunteer? But I think you touched on that. You did mention referrals. Is that the only way that you guys are connected with the inmates, is through referrals, or do you give out literature or something why they are incarcerated?
We actually have a couple advocates that are at the jail. Sarah Wagner is at the jail, and so she will reach out to me and say, hey, there's an individual here that I believe you need to come speak to. We also have the chaplains that will also refer us, but we do have some brochures that we have out. We also have people that will just go through our website. We have individuals that have done a Google as to reentry into our county, and so as a matter of fact, there's an individual that's going to be coming out of prison soon, and he's from our county. And so what's nice about that is that they look for programs, and so being able to find our program, doing a Google search and saying, welcome to newlife.org, you find it, and there's some information about our program.
That's great. Well, and I think I saw on your website, Sheriff Heldman's an advocate for you all, and we've had him on here before, and just the people that are involved are fantastic people, and I'm really thankful for what you all are doing for our community. Just being advocates for people who a lot of people want to just turn a blind eye to, and or say, we don't want these people around here. Instead of doing that, coming around these individuals who are coming back in, such an important thing. What's the best way for people to reach out to you if they are interested in being a mentor, or if they have a referral?
If they're interested in being a mentor, if you go onto our website, welcome to newlife.org, there is actually some information about mentorship, as well as an application that you could go ahead and fill out. If you have a referral of someone that would need anything, feel free to email me. It's director@welcometonewlife.org, or you can call me at 419-455-6082. All of that information is on our website as well. So if you would need a referral, or if you would want to mentor, I would love to have a discussion with anyone that would be interested in reading
And let's
either
say
one.
I'm a new mentor. Do you train them or
Absolutely.
excellent?
We have some training. So we have a mentor orientation that we start out with, and then we are actually in the process of getting some other um, training programs for the rest of the year, as well as then being able to have these training elements ready for any individual that would want to be part of our program.
Excellent.
Obviously, everyone comes in different stages and different times, and so we would have these available.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Anything
Yeah.
else you'd like to share?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be a part of your program. We have had wonderful support from our community thus far, and so we appreciate that, working alongside of many community members, businesses, as well as wonderful church groups, and we just I'm very thankful. And all I could say is, just pray for our program, pray for the individuals that we are working with, that, we help them achieve that and give them that hope and a chance for a new life.
Awesome.
Hey, from our chat, Sarah Janine says, "Hi, Carla. Keep up the great work." Just so you know.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Carla, we appreciate you. And, we've got, I think one thing that Dave and I are pretty good at is, what's the right way? Throwing people under the bus. And so there's some names that come to mind for me that I'm thinking I need to get in touch with to have contact you. Appreciate what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You guys too. Thank
All
you
right,
so
thanks.
much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, as we're talking with her, I'm just names are going
Yeah.
through my head. Like, oh yeah, these are the people that need to.
I was praying.
that is such a great pastor line. I was praying about this, and I think which I do pray about it. It's not just I'm not lying.
But the great thing about working with youth is you can always use if you love kids and Jesus, you will.
That's another good one. Yeah.
So it's an amazing thing that they have going on.
Yeah, I love, and I've known some people through the years, doing this that I've mentored a couple of people in a less official way than that, but who have been re-entering back into the community, and man, it's just so impactful for people to have somebody that's on their side, somebody that believes in them. There's not even that. It doesn't even have to be a whole lot more than that. Just saying, yeah, I know you did this thing. I know this thing happened, but that doesn't define who you are. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to define who you are. You can, Jesus defines who you are, and that's what matters. And so, helping people get to that, and to actually believing it about themselves is so empowering. And if you want to reduce, reincarceration, or if you want to reduce that, I think it comes down a lot to that. It's not just fixing the behavior; it's helping the individual see themselves differently.
I'm better than this.
Yeah, that's not who I am.
Right.
I am something more than this. So one of the things that I was thinking about with this is to be a mentor for somebody. That's a sacrifice. You're not getting paid to do this. It's a sacrificial thing to do, and I've been thinking so much this past week about empathy, about just I made a Facebook post about it yesterday in terms of going back to school and teaching our kids empathy. That's why do I have to wear a mask? Well, it's not even about you. It's about it's about the bus driver who has a kid with asthma. It's about those other people. So you're doing a thing, a smallish thing, a thing that you can do. For the most of us can. Some can't, and I understand that. But doing things that we can do as a small sacrifice to help other people and to show other people love and care. I think that I just see so much that empathy seems to be a piece that we just miss so often in our society. We're very me oriented. If it's not affecting me, if it's not going to bother me, then why do I need to worry about it?
Well, and we're at a time when, and we've talked about this, but now I think we're starting to see the fruit from it.
Mm-hmm.
Is rotten fruit from it, really, is people's nerves are fried.
Sure.
And, I mean, if you go on a Google your news feed or whatever, there's so many dumb things that are happening with people who's just their tempers are just so short.
Yeah.
And and so here we are at a I actually witnessed my first freak out of my son and I yesterday went into a place for lunch, and they were asked to wear a mask before they came. There was another older couple who was asked to wear a mask before they came in, and they went into full meltdown.
Yeah. I think you're right. Our nerves are fried, and we're very, again, it's very easy to see all of this, say this is affecting me negatively. What is, this is, I have to stay home. I have to do these things. I don't get to watch the sports I want to watch. I don't get to whatever. And it's messing with us. And it's very easy for us to turn inwards and throw the pity party about how things are affecting us. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, especially to people, your family has been very personally affected by this. But I think in every case, we can always say, all right, well, how is someone else doing? How are they doing? How can I be helpful and bring a little bit of kindness, a little bit of peace, a little bit of compassion to someone else in some way? I don't know. It's just been really on my mind recently, because it feels like every conversation that I have, it always turns back to somebody saying, well, this is how things are going in my little bubble. And I know we talk about social distancing, and I hate that term. I think it's the wrong term personally. We physically distance from each other, and socially and empathetically, we can't distance ourselves from each other, and I'm afraid that that's happening. Is that we're losing a little bit of compassion for.
And let me just tell you, I know, I don't want to recap the whole thing, but having family that's had COVID, losing a sister and a dad within a month of each other, and and dealing with father-in-law's dementia and my mom's end-stage COPD and all these things. Let me just tell you, some of the most I don't think we would have made it through without the empathy and compassion of others.
Yeah.
Those cards, I mean, they mean so much. Little phone calls, hey, I'm here when you want to talk. I haven't been up to doing that with people, but
just everybody out.
But just Facebook. Knowing that that you're willing to do that, man, it's meant so much. A gift card, you don't know how much that meant. One night we came home and we were just feeling beat up and exhausted from the pace of everything. It was actually after we came home from my dad's funeral, and it's just to be able to go out and sit down as a family and eat and not have to worry about dishes or cooking you don't even know how much your little act of kindness, well, it might feel like little on your end, is so tremendously important. Yeah. And right now we're in a time where I think it's always been the most important gift you can give is time, but we're in a time where most people have more time
Yeah.
than they've had in a long time.
Yeah.
And if I could just throw time in a sentence one more time, that'd be awesome. So we have an abundance of time, and that is just so valuable, even if it's just sitting down and taking a phone call or whatever. And it sounds like that's what these people need, are your time.
Yeah. Yeah. There was somebody, and I know she's not watching, because there's somebody in our church who I realized the other day, is like, man, I haven't had a conversation with her in a while because she's not been able to come back yet. And I know she doesn't do the internet thing. And so, I called her up and just said, hey, I woke up thinking about her. So I just called her up, and I could hear her voice even start to tremble a little bit. She said, my family was here and they went home yesterday, and today's such a hard day. I feel so lonely. And so just listen to those little Holy Spirit nudges, which is totally what that was. And it took, that took a little bit longer because it was hard to get off the phone, but she would need somebody to talk to. And that's just showing a little bit of empathy, a little bit of compassion to people. I have, one of the greatest gifts I was given, during my time as a pastor, when I was at another church. It was at Lewis Center. They gifted me a Browns backpack, and inside of it were all these notes of encouragement. And it's the coolest thing. I still have it. Anytime I get a note, a thank you note, a note of encouragement, something saying, hey, just thanks for what you do, or something like that. Because, and I'm not going to throw us a pity party, but 9 out of 10 times the notes aren't, people write not to tell you that you're doing a great job. But
the pass the salt cards?
Yeah.
We get the pass the pepper cards.
Yeah. But when I get those, I put them in that backpack, and I love it. And who gives me the most of those are kids who during the message, they're just sitting there coloring or drawing, or I got a note that said, I love church, I love Pastor Dan or something. I'm like, that's the best thing ever. And I just, that's the kind of stuff energizes me. And I say that not because I want all of you to start sending me cards, but if you want to send me cards, send me cards. But to say, I know how good that makes me feel. I know what that does for my morale, for my spirit. And what people probably don't need right now is your Facebook opinion.
Yeah. Who you're voting for.
They probably don't need it.
You're sad the levy failed. You're happy the levy failed.
Yeah. What they probably need is just a little pick me up, a little encouragement, a little something, to really help us take the next steps. That's what's going to get us, because who knows how long this is all going to last. We hope it's on the downside. We don't know.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, what will get us through is our encouragement, our care, our compassion for one another. So
compassion and knowing that we skipped the murder hornets.
It seems like we did. Whatever happened to the murder hornets? Just gone.
So compassion in that. I think we're good.
I did see that scientists recently found sharks that were living in a volcano.
Volcano, yes.
So volcano sharks
are real.
Murder hornets gone. Volcano sharks are here. And which, by the way, brings up a very important point.
Mike Tyson?
It's coming up, man. Shark Week.
Yes, Mike Tyson.
You guys,
versus
if there's anything we've needed during this whole time, it's Shark Week.
Yeah, but did you see the?
Yeah, it's Tyson versus Shark.
Tyson versus Shark. I want to see him punch a shark.
I don't think they're going to let him punch a shark. They're going to do the thing that they did with Michael Phelps, where they were like, Phelps is. Do you remember that from his last year? Maybe it's like it was Phelps versus a shark and who can swim faster.
Okay. It's like a ultimate.
Yeah.
We used to watch a show
Yeah,
about that.
I forget exactly what it was, but they like hyped it up, but then they superimposed it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's not the same. That's
What?
not the same.
I still take Mike Tyson.
I know. Oh, I love during Shark Week all of the sciencey stuff. That's what I dig. I know you like Mike Tyson punching a shark. I want to learn. I want to learn, Dave.
Shark Week, I have to admit, I'm not so much about that. I'm like, we skip the hour of science why the shark bit somebody and just get to that 30 seconds of footage of them being saved and pulled out of the water and
That's
all
what
that
you
stuff.
wanna-
Yes, I
that's
just
what you
want to
wanna
get
see.
to the nitty gritty.
There's one where, and then we'll get off the shark thing, but there's this guy. This is my favorite one is, I think they call it alien sharks or something like that. But it's this guy who he goes out on this boat. It's somewhere in the Indian Ocean, and they're trolling the depths for fish, but they always pull up these sharks, and he has by himself in the last like 5 years discovered like a third of the known species of sharks.
Wow.
And because they're pulling them up like, never seen this before.
Yeah.
This is brand new. And he gets them, and he has like 5 minutes with them before he's got to throw them back in. So he's doing the test and all this stuff, and then he goes back and sleeps, and then they're like, hey, we got another one, and he comes out and he discovers a new shark, and then
That's pretty cool.
goes back to, it's like, that's the coolest job. That's the coolest job. I love that. All right. Shark Week next week.
Yeah.
Church updates. Again, unless we are a red county, which we find that out Thursdays at 2, they update the map. We will have just one service. It's at 10 a.m. on Sundays. It's in the dock, and you're welcome to come in. Masks are required now per governor's orders, so wear the mask. We have some there if you need some. We will still have it on Facebook and YouTube. So, we'd love for you to come and check those out. I'm really excited for this sermon series we're starting up. It's going to be all about these different stories of transformation. And so there's some different people, some from the church, some outside the church, but people who are connected in some way who are going to tell their stories of how God's transformed their lives.
I'm excited about the first one.
Teaser? Should we tease?
Yes.
All right. A lot of you know and love Lois Teetsorth, one of our organists. And James and I got to sit down with her yesterday and let her tell her story. Holy moly. Be there. It's going to be good. It's always good, but it's going to be really extra good.
But Lois is just so special. I mean, I can't even tell you the amount of times I get up to preach or something, and she just, hold on a second. And she gives her anointing on you, and
yes,
she's a fantastic person.
And I always love, because I'll respond back to her and I'll say, and God bless you today, Lois. And how does she say?
And I receive your blessing.
And I receive it. I love it.
Yes,
I love it. She's what I don't have favorites, but she's one of my favorites. But you'll want to be there for that. Check out also should be a new Spark Kids online video today on YouTube, so make sure that you check that out. And am I forgetting anything?
I think
That's it.
Yeah.
Rowan Colwell did want me to mention that Grief Share, we are going to start Grief Share back up, and that's going to be on Wednesdays. I don't remember the exact date, I'm sorry, but we'll get that information out on social media and let you guys know. But end of August at some point in time, we'll be starting that back up. Groups of 10 or less, being able to meet together. Grief Share is such an important thing for a lot of people who have gone through some hard times and some losses, and it's a great program for being able to walk through that. So if you're interested in that, drop us a line, let us know, and we'll get you the info. So, James, anything else from over at the tech booth?
Nope.
Oh, are you gonna pull out the new toy
I'm good over here. Yeah, I was going to
for the
grab it for the outro.
This is good. He just
Nobody
got
knows
this. I
what
like
this
this.
is.
What's it called? A melodica?
Yep, it's a melodica.
Is it the keyboard blowing thing?
Yeah.
Yes, and so
Nice.
it's
The
a
Hooters
melodica.
used to play that.
So
And We Danced is the song in the
and,
80s.
let's see. So some people
I was
call
in
it-
elementary school in the 80s. So.
I know. That was
when in the 80s?
Oh, actually, I went to kindergarten in '89.
holy moly.
I was born in 85.
Dave hates us.
But my friend Alex, he said this should be called the blow accordion.
I like that. What did I call it? The
what did-
Pierno.
Pierno, yes.
It's a Pierno. All right, let's hear it.
All right. Thanks for joining us today. I'm gonna hit the old theme song here.
It's Church Chat with Pastors Dan and Dave. Come hang out with us on our stream. It's Church Chat Wednesday.
Is there anything you can't do?
I could barely do that.
See you guys. Have a great week.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
That was amazing. So now you guys got to look up the Hooters. The song is called "And We Danced." They play one of those at the beginning. You'll know it if you hear it.
I probably will. I don't